It's been a season of some wonderful highs and some serious lows for Manchester United with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the wheel, and there have been some good signings along the way. With this in mind, looking forward to next season, how will United be lining up? Will there be any more additional signings? That's what I will be talking about today as I take a look at the potential Manchester United starting 11 for the 2020-2021 season. First up, it's the goalkeeper. Now, this is a tough one. I've been back and forth over this one, but for me, David De Gea will be starting for Manchester United next season. Call me crazy, but just hear me out, okay? Now, recently, David De Gea has not been performing well. We all know this, and I don't think that United can show blind loyalty. However, we also can't forget that this player carried United at one point, and up until recently when he was offered a new deal, nobody really seemed to be questioning his ability. And whilst hindsight is a wonderful thing, I don't think United will turn their back on him, especially with that new deal. The main issue with De Gea is that in the last 10 years, he's never really been challenged. Romero's not challenged him, he's happy playing second fiddle, and Lee Grant definitely is not challenging him. So, could Dean Henderson actually be the answer to give De Gea the kick up the backside that he might need? Who knows? Will Dean Henderson be playing for United as their number one day? Absolutely, but he needs a little bit of time. You know, you can compare stats with Dean Henderson and De Gea, but at the end of the day, Henderson does still make mistakes like the one for Sheffield United against Liverpool. If he was in a United jersey, he would have faced some serious backlash. I also think that De Gea's issues are maybe not always helped by some of the people that he's got in his defence, which is the next section that we are going to move into. Now, starting at right back, I am 100% not saying that Wan-Bissaka is someone to be concerned about in this defence, definitely not. He's been amazing, and before Bruno Fernandes' arrival, I thought he was the best signing of the season. He's been amazing, and one example that I will give you guys was when United played City earlier on in the season. There was a period of the game when people didn't even realise Raheem Sterling was playing. Wan-Bissaka kept him that quiet. If this guy can keep Sterling quiet, he can do anything. United have lacked for so long in that right back position. They've had the likes of Antonio Valencia, Ashley Young, Raphael, but nobody has really managed to solidly cover that position until now. Wan-Bissaka has been amazing this season, and he definitely starts next season. I know that offensively he does need to be a little bit better with his contributions, but he has shown improvements, and along with the fact that he's only just signed for the club, I do not see him going anywhere anytime soon. Over to the centre-back position, and this is where United have had an issue. Maguire needs a strong partner. Eric Bailly, always injured. Phil Jones, do I really need to even go there? Lindelof, he's been weak, and I just think that United needs somebody to help Maguire in defence, a solid player that knows exactly what is expected of them. Now, there are rumours that a player like Nathan Ake could potentially sign, but if United are investing in a new centre-back, they need somebody more experienced in big games who can come into the team and make an impact like the other signings have done. And who can do this? For me, it's Kalidou Koulibaly. He is the man for the job. Yes, he's 29, and that doesn't mean that he should be written off as an OAP at the end of the day. He could still have another good 5 seasons in him alongside Maguire. Now, I know that people are talking about the price tag, but with the current climate, who knows, he might be able to go a little bit cheaper. And if United are able to get rid of the likes of Marcus Rojo, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, even Alexis Sanchez, they might be able to free up a few pennies to help out with getting Koulibaly. If United want to be competing at the top of the table, they need to make solid star signings, and Koulibaly is certainly that. Similar to Wan-Bissaka, I do not see Koulibaly's partner in Harry Maguire going anywhere. I think he's been a brilliant captain for the club, and considering the amount of money that United spent on him, he is definitely in this starting 11. You know what? He has made some mistakes, but on the whole, he has been solid for United in defence. And I think the fact that he was rumoured to be taking pain-killing injections for his hip, he was playing with a hip injury for quite a few months when United were really vulnerable and struggling. If he's doing that, if that isn't dedication to a club, I do not know what is. I mean, for that alone, he should start, but I think if he can get a really strong person alongside him like Koulibaly, those two in defence will be fantastic. He definitely starts next season. Over to the left now, and Luke Shaw has had this position for a while. Despite his injuries, I know that he's never really been the same since that awful leg break a couple of seasons ago, but for me, Brandon Williams is starting in that position. Now, I know he's young, he's 19. Yes, he's going to make the odd mistake, but He is determined. I think he's played over 30 appearances now for Manchester United in his debut season. That's amazing. I think he breezes right past Luke Shaw. I think he's got, like I say, the determination, the pace. He is just such an exciting player to see. And like I say, no hate to Luke Shaw, not really got an issue with him, but I just think Brandon Williams will be better. He is in that starting lineup. Moving into the midfield now, and it's Paul Pogba. If you had said to me a year ago that Paul Pogba would be in my starting lineup for the 2020-21 season, I would have laughed you right out the door. I can't even believe I'm saying this, to be honest. Now, you cannot take away from the fact that Paul Pogba is a talented, world-class footballer, and when he's playing, and when he's playing well, he is amazing. He is a dangerous midfielder and a player that United do need. It seems at the moment that, dare I say, he seems to be happy at United, and that is what every single fan wants to see. I think in the past, the issue with Pogba has been injuries, obviously, and also the circus and the drama that has surrounded him that's mainly been down to his agent. But if we can calm all of that down, I think the future looks bright for Manchester United and Paul Pogba. Now, people could argue the fact that maybe Paul Pogba seems happier at Manchester United because he's realised that he can't actually sign for another club. The clubs that were interested in him maybe can't afford him or are looking in different directions. I mean, there's only a small handful of clubs that could afford him anyway. Maybe he's realised that he's best off at Manchester United. I mean, there are even rumours circulating that he could be signing a new contract. Who would have thought of that? All I can say is that whilst he seems happy at United, whilst he's playing well at United, he is 100% without a shadow of a doubt in that starting lineup. Alongside Paul Pogba in midfield now, and I know a lot of people might be saying that United need more of a defensive midfielder, but they do have options on the bench. They've got the likes of Nemanja Matic, who has just signed a new contract, Scott McTominay, who can play in that area, and also youngster James Garner. What United need is a young midfielder that can play deep when needed, but is going to bring that creativity alongside the likes of Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. And for me, that person is Donny van de Beek. I think he would be a fantastic signing for Manchester United. And I think the fact that he's at Ajax with Edwin van der Sar, who I think is the chief executive officer over there, maybe he can put in a good word, who knows. But I think, like I say, he would be fantastic. I think so far this season he's got 10 goals and 11 assists. You can't argue with that. He's proven himself in the Champions League and for Ajax in general, and I think he would look great in Manchester United's midfield. A lot of people might be saying that somebody like Jack Grealish should be in this lineup, but I feel like Jack Grealish plays more of a number 10 role. That's where he's best, kind of pulling the strings, and that position's kind of occupied by the next person I'm going to mention. Next up, it is none other than Bruno Fernandes, and what a player he has been. I don't think I've ever seen a player make more of an impact and revitalise a club like Fernandes has done. A lot of people were concerned, thinking he was coming from Portugal, not really as good a league as the Premier League, he was going to struggle, trying to adapt. Load of rubbish. He has been fantastic. He's the package deal. Not only is he confident, he's not afraid to try and organise people. He's a leader. He has got so much to offer, whether it's his long-range shooting, his passing, paired with the execution and vision that he has. It's all amazing. I think his attitude as well, like I mentioned, is absolutely fantastic. He has slotted right in at United, and there is no way that he is not starting next season. On the right of Fernandes now on the wing, a lot of people are going to be looking at Mason Greenwood for this one, not denying the fact that he is a fantastic talent, but for me, it's got to be Jadon Sancho. I think he is the player to take United from having a very good attacking front three to having a phenomenal front three that can seriously challenge not just for potential Premier League titles but also in Europe. I mean, his stats speak for themselves. I think as a winger, he is not just going to provide goals, he's going to provide assists as well. United's wingers don't really have a lot of assists so far this season. And you know what, Jadon Sancho, he's got 20 goals and 20 assists. How do you like that? So for me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. He is such an amazing player. He has really proven himself at Dortmund. I think it's great to see a young English talent go over to Germany, do so amazingly, and now he needs to come back over to England and play for Manchester United. I think he is going to be fantastic for the club if they manage to sign him, and he's a dead cert. Of course he's in that starting 11. Over on the left-hand side, and this is going to Mr. Manchester, Mr. Marcus Rashford. He is Manchester United through and through, and I don't think anybody can argue with what a great player he is. His work ethic, his pace, his ability. In the past, he has played more of a centre forward role, but his role more on the wing definitely suits him. His creativity is superb. He's a vital player for United, and yeah, he's in that starting 11. Last but by no means least, we come to the striker. Now, a lot of people are going to argue that Manchester United need a new striker, and I can understand why, but for me personally, especially with the way that he has been playing the back end of this season, it's got to go to Anthony Martial. I think he's been phenomenal. You know, he came to England as a young kid with a big price tag on his head, and maybe he's just struggled to find his feet. I know that he's had some personal issues, a lack of consistency, but whatever Solskjaer is doing to bring this consistency now that he's got, you've got to take your hat off to that. I mean, he scored 22 goals this season and got 8 assists. 22 goals. You can't argue with that, in my opinion. I think that maybe it's just took him a little bit longer than other players to find his groove. I think because he's been playing at United for quite a few years now, people forget he is only 24. And I know that Alex Ferguson said about another player, Jesse Lingard, that it might take him a little bit more time to find form. Maybe he was wrong with that one, but I think with Martial, maybe it is right that it's just took him a little bit more time to find his groove, get comfortable, and be playing and being happy and scoring goals and being consistent. That's all people want from a striker, is to just be creating great chances, scoring great goals, and that's what Anthony Martial is doing at the moment. It's been great watching him so far, and I think Solskjaer would be crazy to take him out now, affect his confidence maybe. He's in that starting 11 for me. But let me know what you guys think. Is this going to be the starting 11? Will there be new signings? Will there be different signings to the ones that I've predicted? We'll just have to wait and see. But yes, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit the like button and click here or here to check out all the other content that we have got going on here at Onefootball. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.